I think for me the critical question that we must be able to ask. And lastly, why do members of a certain society, for example, or a group or a community, oftentimes protest when a member of that group is arrested or is being summoned for questioning? You see, this common phenomenon in our country, but how often we actually reflect about that and ask ourselves the question, why are they protesting? Because this person who is accused of stolen money, he never shared this process of corruption with everyone. I didn't see a member say of the Mulanje or the Turkana community say, now that I've been made a minister, line up here as the Turkanas or the Kikuis or the Luos, but we never see that. But whenever they are summoned into the so-called revolving doors at ESCC headquarters, you hear protests, somebody is being actually escorted in almost celebratory mode. You know, when I remember kids, I see it's a celebration of sorts. So there's something fundamentally wrong with our society. That's why I say we now need to think about introspection, about the kind of society that we have. But the second point related to that is, can we locate the chains, now that you have used the word, breaking the chains of corruption? Where are these chains? Because chains means actually, we are like interconnected. Yeah? We've been told, this is like us holding hands together and walking. So you want to break those, and we able to locate those chains so that we can break them and therefore end corruption. And lastly, on that point, let me now try to deconstruct some terminologies, especially as you have chosen to use them. Faith practice in breaking the chains of corruption. Let me try to deconstruct. For me, let me adapt to big meanings. The first one is what really is faith. I'm not good at preaching or even reading the Bible or the Quran or the others, but I just want to ask, what is faith? So there are two meanings that are picked from this one when I looked at it, and you can all look at it. I think I will just read it from the internet. First definition means a complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So you have faith, complete trust in someone or something. That's like you have faith in Jesus Christ. You have faith in God. You have faith in the Holy God. So you have a complete trust in that someone or something. So then comes the question, do we trust our institutions to end the chains of corruption? Do we have faith in those institutions that we have given the responsibility to end corruption? For example, do we have faith in the presidency of this country to end corruption? Don't give me an answer. So do we have faith in the EACC to end corruption? No. Do we have faith in the public not to practice corruption? Do we have faith in the police to enforce laws against corruption? No. Do we have faith in the judiciary to punish corruption? Yeah? So that is the meaning of complete trust. Now you have said, and the list can go on and on, but I just want to use this example. Now let's look at the second meaning of the word faith. It is a strong belief in the doctrines of religion based on spiritual conviction rather than proof. And underline the words doctrines of religion and spiritual conviction. Okay? Now, at the risk of sounding very unpopular with many more people who are very religious, are we a religious society really? Do we actually have that strong belief in the doctrines of religion, and are we spiritually convicted? And that's why I say I'm going to be a bit critical. I want to talk about introspection about our society. So, almost in summary, I can say we are a very pretentious society. We pretend, we play around many times a day, before we eat, we pray, before we insult each other, we pray. Actually, we pray before. But, especially in political rallies, they pray first and then they start insulting each other. You bishops, sheikhs, invite us to your churches, and then eventually after all the religious, You never reprimand them. So that's why I'm saying we are a pretentious religious society. You know, our politics, all faith is lost with tribal politics. However, you know, and this is what makes me, I know we read in the book of Exodus that, you know, God gave the Israelites the 10 Commandments, which of course we embrace and talk about. And so Prophet Muhammad gave the Muslims the Quran, and you know what the other books. But we actually believe in those things. But no, not in those things, those holy scriptures. 10 Commandments, whatever. And I had the privilege to read about almost all the religions in the world. And you know, bottom in all the religions in the world, is actually works to two things. Do good and avoid bad. It's really as simple as that. So it does not matter whether you wear some regalia and dance and shout and it's just do good and avoid bad. It's as simple as that. For me, that's the basic meaning of spirituality and religion. But so that is the word faith, critically. But let's now look at the word practice, because you've chosen to use the word faith, practice, in breaking the chains of corruption. What really does this word mean to us in the context of fighting corruption? Again, this is why I say we need to begin by introspection, to be critical about some of these things, some of these worries that we throw in the interest, in the quest to fight some of the vices that we have in our society. So, in the word practice, I chose this word deliberately. To me, the actual application or use of an idea, belief, or method as opposed to theories relating to it. Let me repeat that. The actual application of an idea or belief or method as opposed to theories related to it. How are we practically applying the fight against corruption in the actual sense? Or that idea, no, we don't want corruption, it's an idea. But how are we practicing it? Now, let me deconstruct it by saying, number one, so for me, because the practice is very questionable in our society, I therefore make the following conclusion that the fight against theft of public funds is cosmetic and theoretical. Because we are not practical about fighting it. So when we say, oh, we're fighting corruption, because we don't have faith in it, we don't have faith in the institution, in ourselves, in fighting corruption. But now, even in terms of practicing that actual fight, so we don't do that. So it now means fighting theft of public money is actually theoretical. It's cosmetic. And I say this because earlier on I hinted to you, we can, by the 10 Commandments, just use Christianity as an example. Not stealing, we all know all this. We can live. But then here we come as a pretentious society and we say, if we cannot live by just 10 commandments, 10, the number of the fingers in our hands, then how can we live with 264 articles of the Constitution of the United States? And I'm sure there are 6 shades with many of you probably. But how many of you have read the Constitution of the United? No? Then you want to cite the law. You want to tell us what to do about the Constitution and the law enforcement. So 10 commandments in the Shida, that's 264 articles and 6 schedules. Utaweza? Or, another example, we cannot just practice 74 sections with 3 schedules of the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act number 3 of 2004. That's 74 act sections. And I'm sure many of you have read that, even half of those sections. But here we are talking about corruption. And the corruption. So how do we fight it if we don't even now know the tools that actually will help us eradicate? And there are only 74 sections with 3 schedules. That law. And I'll give you another example also. Sorry, before I get to it, because you asked me to come and talk about legislation. There is also a law that has 398 sections. This is the Penal Code, Chapter 63 of the Laws of Kenya. So I'm just trying to be critical to machine run, because every Sunday, every Juma, every day, the sheikhs, the pastors, the bishops tell us about how to live as good Christians, as good Muslims, as good human beings. We are not practicing. Now, when it comes to matters, sometimes some of them are written in English. In English, that maybe some of us are even struggling because now, before we shed off our mother tongues, the way we pronounce certain words, so you can imagine the difficulty in understanding some of these things. But at least in the Ten Commandments, it's written in what I think is plain English. So we are able to understand. So really, just from this practice, I can say as follows. No one believes in practicing the eradication of theft or public money in our country. In fact, we are all thieves and corrupt, except that we lack an opportunity to steal. Prove me wrong. Okay, of course, there's a general rule. I think the lawyers in the house, there's always a general rule, but for every general rule, there's an exception. So generally, we are thieves, but there are exceptions for those who cannot steal. Secondly, also, look at the transformation of people who occupy public offices, especially at the highest level. I can tell you for some of us who God has blessed to live for a certain number of years, we know a lot of people today who are in government, who are in public offices. And the way they do a 360 transformation in their lives. And we know their salaries. And we also know how they are fighting to be in certain committees, say in parliament, be in certain boards. So you ask yourself, what is this? I'll give an example. So I remember very well with citizens, it's such my finger, but it's an old one. So one time I drive into one of the social places and then drives in also. I think I want to make at that time. Now I think he's doing free and actually almost the face of the UK today. And he drives in a Mercedes-Benz S350, S300. Very sleekly and looking. And of course, he looks at me and says, because he knew me for quite some time. So I said, okay, let me also be cheeky and say, I'm Shimura. Unfortunately, my getting a young the son of the Sham. We are driving and driving together. This is a Mercedes S300. Then, of course, he checks it as no, I was just looking he expected. And there are many examples you can give you of somebody almost an informal second, but all of a sudden, a new car and drives this kind of car. If you drive some of these kind of cars, you know exactly what it means to own some of these cars and the cost involved in it. But because we also know Sharia, we very Sakapi, we know many people also, because we are Africans, we support not just our immediate families, we support our communities. So for you to have this kind of surplus money, and therefore, because of that, there is resistance, for example, on lifestyle, especially by doctors. Especially when they become rich, all of a sudden, trying to come up with an issue of lifestyle, we wouldn't try to say it, but it was a PR express in some of us. Because that lifestyle is what we applied. I think even here, we love to see us try explaining how we're supposed to be a rich person. And if we know, all our leaders are not like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, or Jeff Bezos, or Bill Gates, or even who can be associated with certain serious businesses, invention, or going to the moon, or whatever. So that their wealth, you cannot question the Elon Musk, for example, or Jeff Bezos, because we know exactly the kind of things they've done, and they publish their wealth. But how have we done that? All of a sudden, people are quite okay, let me now come closer to and I'm about to finish. But what really then is the definition and the meaning of corruption in our social, political, cultural, and legal context? I feel Kevin have already spoken about that and even speak on before. We lawyers, whenever you go to law school, there is a course we are taught, I think as a first it's called the social foundations of law. And the social foundations of law confirm that the law emanates from within the framework of society, because it's how we behave and relate to each other. So do not trespass in my land, steal from me. So society expects of you to behave yourself in a certain way. And because of that expectation, that actually becomes law, the rules, the norms of how we correlate and exist with each other. So the rise of corruption, therefore, comes from within our society. It doesn't come from Planet Mars or Jupiter. So why is this practice within our society? Because we are allowed, because it's part and parcel of us. That's why I started by saying we must now have some introspection into ourselves, into our kind of society. Because this is something that is practiced within us. So we must call any translation what it really is. From our motherlands, I mean, I'm trying to be a true Kenyan and learn some languages. What is the word corruption vis-a-vis theft? For example, I want to surprise my friend Kevin and see that, in Dodo, which name we say no, but there's no language called no. The actual language, the real language is Dodo. I did a little bit of research. I asked friends of mine, what is the corruption in Dodo? And they told me, well, it's called empathy. Then I translated it even more. In the example, they told me it's any outward behavior and from the word but to the word. Yeah? But still does not really explain what corruption really is. Because it's like you are not to Mama Raki, so Nibali, Bathrock, so Muta, I think there were those people who said, but it's okay, but if you say cool or jacob, it actually comes to us at home. It means somebody who has taken the property or something of another person. Jacob, you are a thief. Then I went to the Kikuyu. I asked the Kikuyu, what is the word corruption? I can't remember the other one again, which is all similar to Mibaki. Like just somebody with funny behavior. Yeah? Yes, that's the one. But it's still, it's not very clear. But when you say Moishi, yes. So, but when you use now that word, you can somehow come closer to that and say, I'm going to make a like compared to that, yes. Now, the calendar is here in the house. So if you have a calendar, you ask a calendar, what is that thing? Then they don't even know, but they will tell you, Torinet is basically just a thing. So that if you look at our languages, even our mother tongue, the common denominator for somebody who enriches themselves unfair is actually a thief. So that's the same summation you can make of corruption. It's what we call holistic relation. We won't scratch our heads when you call someone a thief. We can ask the question, what did he steal? And from who? But when you say somebody did bad thing, it's so difficult to connect to an actual act or a property of someone. But you say a thief, immediately say, oh, everybody, so we can easily deal with that situation. Now, second last part of let's now talk about enforcement and legislation. I'm not talking about those because I think Kevin and the other colleagues have spoken about it. First, we are not short of legislations to end theft in our society. Let's just agree on that. There are too many laws to end theft of public goods or even bad manners. Some of us, I remember when you were growing up in the village and you misbehave yourself out there. It didn't have to be your parent or your uncle who actually punishes you for bad behavior. Because bad behavior was the norm. If you're a true one, anybody out there will just grab you and beat you up. So you go back home and tell your mom, because I did this time when I chop on my big second time. So because it was a societal norm not to engage in certain manners, and everybody could actually do that. So even if we don't have legislation, which for me I believe we actually will not even need legislation, because we are religious, we are already established, even though our faith is a bit questioned. So even if we don't have legislation, are we a religious country and therefore should live with the tenets of our respective religions? Because if we live with the tenets of those religions, honestly, we don't need many laws. We don't need to talk about legislation, because then you respect our responsibility. Even at all, you will not divert that man to something else, because you say, hey, my God in heaven is looking upon me. And I'm not going to divert your person. So if we live by those religious tenets and beliefs, honestly, we don't need laws. Yeah? But now, how do we enforce? So that now that we have agreed, we don't necessarily need laws. So how do we enforce some of these concerns? I think the use of judicial authority is very critical going forward. I'll just give you two examples, but I will not elaborate on them because we are trying to get Professor Sifuna here, and I think he's in the program, but I think because the invitation got him very late. Professor Sifuna has used judicial authority almost effective to address the question of corruption. You will recall, I think 3 weeks or last month, Mwani Wairia, the former governor of Morago, has been summoned by EACC. And because he was fearing being arrested, he rushed to court and he applied for what is called bail pending arrest. Yeah? So he said, no, don't arrest me. But when they went to the judge said, fine, enjoy your bail pending arrest. Yeah? But I want you, I am ordering you, report to EACC, record a statement, and get fingerprinted, and get charged. So we will not arrest you, but I'm not telling you, go to that institution. That was one way, very creative way of using judicial authority. Because bail pending arrest should not be a deterrent, especially if you have been accused or charged of having diverted resources. So this is a very clever way in which the judge was actually enforcing the laws to end corruption or to break the chains of corruption. Then there's a second one, I think we must have read later today or yesterday, the director of National Cereal and Produce Board. Even he tried to do the same thing, and he was so nominal. You have to present yourself. Because when you engage the trappings of public office, the niceties of the security and all that, you're busy flouting, that was reason you cannot look to what happened by any of your funds. So that kind of, we see you going machine, we allow you to drive on the wrong side of the road. So why is it that now, when we question how we have spent money, you want to run away from it? So I like the fact that the judges actually judicially is doing something about using the law. Now, enforcement of the constitution and the rule of law is for me something that's still questionable. As you all know, the constitution is the will of the people. The constitution, strictly speaking, is not a law, especially when you are making it. It's a negotiated agreement. How do we behave to ourselves? How do we relate to the institutions? But the moment you pass it, it becomes what I think the Germans call the Grundnorm, the highest norm. So that it is expected that everyone must behave themselves before that, because we must respect and protect them. That's why Article 3 of the Constitution mandates all of us to respect, uphold, and protect the Constitution. We'll never export. So it's a responsibility. Just the same way Article 1 says, also the authority and power vested in you, the people. You can exercise it directly or indirectly through the elected representatives. But when the elected representative steals, so, our constitution, by the way, even though it's the highest law of the land, is actually a piece of paper. So we must breathe life into it. Because it may not even be what the paper is written on if you don't respect it. Yeah? So even the best constitution in the world, if you leave it to a dog, for example, who cannot read it, how can they enforce it? Another thing the analogy we need to have. Even our laws, I would say the same thing. They are all pieces of paper. But people must be able to breathe breathe life into those laws. And that's how they become meaningful. So that even enforcement against corruption, we must be able to breathe life into those laws so that they can end corruption. For example, if you look at chapter 12 of Aukot, in article 201 on public finance, and it talks about prudent use of public money. Prudent use of public money. Now, if you're a leader truly who is given money by the people, and now you're for the budget of the country, how are you using that money prudently? For example, I'll just use two examples. Chief Administrative Secretary, which the President is forcing down the throat of Kenyans, are part of the cabinet, although they pretend it's not. They actually have created an illegal position of assistant cabinet secretary because they are above the PS. That is not in our constitution. If you read that for 130 of the constitution of Kenya, it talks about the national executive, which comprises the president, the executive, and the cabinet. So when you create a political office like CAS to get the chief administrative secretary, you're actually undermining the principal secretary who is actually in the constitution. But that's not even the problem. The problem is they are going to go on 9.14 billion pensions. Now, is that prudent use of our public money? Especially when you have doctors who are saying, all we need is 5 billion in the collective bargaining agreement, which is an agreement which is adopted as a court order. And these doctors will be serving about 55 million Kenyans. Chief Administrative Secretary actually serving 1% the president because it's political reward. I mean, we can pretend about it. Some of us who know these things, we know that this is a reward scheme. So if you compare what, I think how many doctors are there? Was it 2,000 doctors? Maybe 1,000. But the people they serve. But over and above that, the kind of work they do, because for me, we should no longer be saying that doctors are saving lives every day. They are saving lives every minute. Every minute. They are saving lives every minute. Now, really, in terms of replacing that person with some political loudmouth just because they campaign for you and whatever, is that prudent use of our resources, of our public money? Chapter 6 is just a decoration in our constitution today. Yeah? Because we are also the people who are electing these scrupulous characters in the office because they employed you. So why are you surprised when they steal our money? Because it's like you actually locking your sheep and goat together with a hyena. Tomorrow in the morning you are going to eat and surely. Why should you be complaining? When you know it's in the nature of a hyena and eating it. So again, chapter 6 is something we need to look at. Look at the extravagance. You have a government that says, oh, we don't have money, we invented empty coffers. But your expenditure, you're even now paying your spouses who are not even in the constitution, many people, building your houses for them. I mean, and these are not poor people. People, for example, like even the office of the deputy, nothing personal against the deputy, but I don't even after he recovered back his 200 million shillings, sure, he shouldn't touch any of the money in the public office to help his wife because they're not sure these people. But anyway, so that's the constitution. The other way we can enforce this is the use of the auditor general report, which we are not using at all. When we promoted the Punguza Mizigo Constitutional Amendment Bill of 2019, we are supposed to create a department called the Forensic Audit Department. Now, lawyers will understand that the Forensic Audit Department is actually the gathering of evidence for purposes of a criminal trial. And when you gather evidence forensically, trust me, any good lawyer or any lawyer, don't even have to have permission. All you need to do is put the auditor general in the stand and tell him, how long did you take to audit this person? It took 6 months. You looked at what document, looked at this. What was the vote head? The vice allocated to that, it is this. They say they will build what at school. Did you find that school? Was there a certificate of completion? If it's not there, the trial of use of public money should not even take a day in our country. Honestly speaking, how is it that then we are getting somebody who steals a banana in a matter of seconds, but a thief who will give 6 months to, the auditor general literally begs, please forgive me, but I was saying that he was telling you're literally begging them. And then eventually they don't give you. And now that takes me to the next point, which is that you even have the control of budget today who has come out to say, hey, looking at the budget, there is theft happening. Because these are the people who control the budget. So they know they are the figures. They will tell you in state house, there are ghost workers. In the counties, was it Kisira, some of those counties, there are ghost workers. Because these are the people who control our budget. Why do we find it so difficult to believe them? And the reason we don't believe them, and that's what has made the enforcement very difficult. Then you have another incompetent entity called the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, who I think, in my view, colleague with the DCI, Director of Criminal Investigation. This remains a stumbling block, and I'll say it for the following reason. Somebody files a report and says, we suspect County X or Minister X has stolen money. DCI goes and investigates. They file a report, they create what's called a police file. Now, police file is normally taken to DPP. And they ask DPP, based on our investigation, the evidence we have gathered, can you please advise us whether to charge this person or not to charge this person? And it's normally DPP who gives the okay. He sends that file back through the Inspector General of Police, then to DCI, and the charge sheet is drawn. And guess who makes the first application? Especially if you remember Tomato Fridays. So you on Tomato Friday, which is a test of resolution, a couple of police stations. Then on Monday you are ready. The first person making an application is the police to say, we need time to complete investigations. Then why did you forward this file in the first instance to DPP? And why did you DPP say, go ahead and charge because we believe there is sufficient evidence to prosecute this person? So you can see the conspiracy. Yeah? One believes you have gathered enough. Please give us the okay to charge, to bring this person to court. You are taken to court, then they say, oh no, we need more time to investigate. So here, we are seeing a lot of incompetence in these two agencies, or a conspiracy, basically. Second, lastly, Parliament. Another stumbling block on why we are not able to enforce the fight against corruption in this country. You know, they start by allocating money to thieves of public money. No thieves. You are NYS. You have not accounted for 2 billion Kenyan shillings. Then in the subsequent financial year, budget year, we allocate you another 5 billion. That's a person already who's been found not accounted for money. Ministries, counties, all those. So, but still Parliament and the budgeting, you actually allocate money to somebody who has not accounted for that money. That's what now becomes the common phrase, corruption through budget. Parliament ought to be more vigilant and ask questions. Why should we allocate you money when you have not approved, confirmed XY amount of billions of money? So Parliament is actually doing it. And even to make one, what Parliament does, they reduce audit findings. I wanted to mark these words, audit findings into audit queries. For you who are familiar with auditing, when you go and audit an institution, you will raise questions. That's what they call audit queries. Then you will ask the administration, can you please clarify this in audit queries? By the time the auditor pens the final report, he has made a finding. And that finding is nothing else than the fact that you have stolen. There's no two way about it. And yet, they are not auditors. And you look at some of our parliamentary children, they can't even read a simple opinion. Then how can they understand matters of audit? Then let's go to the presidents, because this is another stumbling block in the fight against corruption. And for them, it starts at campaign level. Under my watch, nobody will steal a single penny in Kenyans. I will do this, I will do that. Or, we are losing 2 billion every year or 700 billion annually. We are the president governmenting. What are the rest of us supposed to do? We have the intelligence, we have the police, we have the DCI. You can even have Interpol. You can even collaborate with foreign governments and say, you know, this person will believe has stashed money out of the country. Let me check this for us. Check for us if he has an account in Mauritius, Seychelles, or Switzerland, Geneva. I mean, these are all tools available to the presidency of the country through the exam. But when you have a president who comes and says, oh, you know, Nataka is funny. Yeah. So, again, as the appointing authority, why is it so difficult for a president to say, hey, when I need to not by liberty, crucify them? I'm just saying there are serious issues around the reason around this fertilizer, and there's a little bit of evidence, or you can even send your own NRS and say, a book confirmed coming fertilizer is clean. You know, I saw the mockery. I do believe the fertilizer they took to stand to Zurich was genuine. Now, when those guys on fertilizer, what expertise do they have? And what are they comparing with? I mean, it's comical. It's making the fertilizer corruption very comical. Because I'm so sure there was a government department that actually delivered those fertilizers, and I think those fertilizers were genuine. I don't know how you can tell that genuine fertilizer from just name. Because after I'm here, put it in fertilizer, isn't it? After I put it in, so it seems that the whole thing looks very. Now I want to come to ESCC and I want to be a bit critical of ESCC. I think for ESCC, I feel that they need to stop the many press conferences and releases. Kenyans want to see action. And I say this because you may not agree with me, but to investigate theft of public money today in Kenya is one of the most lucrative businesses in Kenya. Let me tell you why. A typical public servant probably takes home, say, 40,000, he's struggling and a family support. Then you're going to investigate at 200 million. And knowing the society that we have, remember I said earlier, we are all thieves, we just don't have the opportunity to steal. Except, of course, a few. Yeah? Now that's the society we have. But we are going to ask, Kevin must get 200 million. We have looked at your things, Kevin looks at you, even the kind of suit you are dressed in, you look like you have not eaten from I don't know when. Let's see, how can you make this thing go away? Trust me, this is the language this week. So a guy who steals 100 million and offers saving 1 million or 2 million, then they write very showy reports that cannot actually convict you. And now, people will not tell you, because some of us were tunasikia maneno. Wanaweza wanaiba kwa nini sisi hapa chini tunasimuliwa. That's because they know. And that's what I'm saying, we need an introspection as a society. Because people are now balanced saying, those guys can steal billions. If so and so can just become a billionaire overnight through public money, why are you questioning me about some small things? Sometimes I actually don't mind giving police also because I'm overspeeding really 500, because I think he probably needs my personal money. So I'm not doing corruption. So the question then for me is on a light note. Even if we give presidential powers to the SEC, what difference will it make with this kind of behavior? I know CEDAW will push for, let's give them more presidential power. In fact, me, I think we should probably think of expanding the SEC and empower the police. Because, like CEDAW, I agree with you, theft should be theft. I gave you the example of the penal code. We don't need to call it, we are elevating it to something special. It's not. Wizi. Whether umeiba mabilioni au umeiba mwizi ya manini, umeiba wewe mwizi. It's just the degrees and the punishment. So even if you give ESCC prosecutorial powers, I don't think we really end this. We now need to rethink. Let's treat this as normal theft. And whether we increase more police officers, keep a special force, police, because I think it is a lot of public, and also